Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to the Murder Files. I'm your host, Buffy Gunner. The Murder File 6 will be covering the murder of Brittany Booker, and our featured missing person is Alexis Ware out of South Carolina. Let's go ahead and jump into their stories. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me this week for Murder File 7. Before we jump into Murder File 7, I do need to give you guys an update. It's an unfortunate update that I definitely didn't plan. I didn't want this to be the update that I was going to give. I wanted it to definitely be something else. But anyway, last week in Murder File 6, our featured missing, maybe I believe I'm correct, but just let me make sure. Okay, yes. So our featured missing person was Ella Goody, and she was last seen giving a customer a ride from Louisiana to Texas. Well, her missing persons case has now been upgraded to a homicide case. They have not found a body. I want to make that clear. Police have not found a body. However, they said they have enough evidence to believe that they're dealing with a homicide investigation. So that's what today's update is. I'm still going to give you her little story before I hop into the other story, just so you know, if you happen to see her or know some information, you know where to go and you know what's going on with the story. Now, I'm going to begin with reading the article that I just put on my website. It's the case of a Louisiana woman who went missing after reportedly taking a person to Texas while driving as a rideshare driver has escalated from a missing person to a homicide investigation. 33-year-old Ella Goody has not been seen or heard from by family members since March 9th, according to Louisiana State Police release. The investigation into her case and witness statements has led the detectives to believe a homicide has taken place. Goody is described as being 5'3" and weighing 168 pounds. She was last seen wearing a denim jacket with blue pants. Louisiana State Police are continuing to work with the Scott Police Department, the St. Joseph Police Department, and other agencies to solve Goody's case. Anyone with information regarding Goody is encouraged to contact the Louisiana State Police at 318-484-2194. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that number for you guys again. 318-484-2194. She was last seen driving her 2012 Audi Q5 with a Texas license plate on Interstate 10 towards Texas. 12 hours later, traffic cameras saw her vehicle coming back into Louisiana. Family members said when they spoke to Goody, she was driving for the Lyft ride share app and was headed to Texas to drop off someone. Social media posts claim Goody was dropping off a Lyft customer in Port Arthur before she was last heard from. However, a family member of hers, which is a friend of mine, told me that they found out Ella's Lyft account was suspended when they reached out to Lyft. That means she took on a private client. On April 4th, the St. Joseph Police Department in Missouri found Goody's vehicle in St. Joseph, according to the release. On Wednesday, March 16th, the Scott Police Department named Brandon Jermaine Francisco as a person of interest concerning her disappearance. Brandon Jermaine Francisco was booked into the Rapides Parish Detention Center on April 6th, according to jail records from the Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office. Francisco was extradited back to Louisiana after being arrested in Missouri. Francisco was arrested in Missouri on March 25th for unlawful possession of a firearm. He was booked on 2 counts of contempt of court and is being held without bond at the request of the Rapides Parish District Attorney's Office. Francisco is believed to have been the last person to have come in contact with Goody, according to Scott Police Department release. The FBI and the U.S. Marshals have joined the investigation due to multi jurisdictional purposes, according to the release. The Scott Police Department is located west of Lafayette in Louisiana. This, of course, is a developing story. So, any other updates that they come with, I'm definitely going to give you to you guys. I'm so sorry that this had to be the update, especially to my friend and her family. Um, I know there's nothing that I can say to make this better. So all I'm going to say is I'll keep you guys in my prayers. And I'm so sorry that you guys have to go through this. Um, but yeah, that's our update for today. Now let's go ahead and go into Murder File 7, which is the Brittany Booker story. Let me pull up. I was ready for Brittany's story. And then I literally got this update right before I was going to start recording, and I just been like really stuck because it's just not what I expected. It, it's not what I expected at all. Um, all right, so Brittany Booker. This story is coming out of Red. Sorry if I'm not saying it right, but I believe it's pronounced Racine, Indiana. And this happened last week. Let me make sure. Let me check the date. Sunday morning of last week. Yeah, last week. And I'm going to give you a short version first, but then I'm going to read the latest article that where they interviewed the father. Her father's name is Leonard Larry. I should have remembered that because he actually just messaged me the other day trying to figure out what is illicit deeds and why is my child on your page. And I respect that because you never know what people are going to say about your family members. It's something new. It's everything is off guard. And I'm here to say that I'm not here to speak ill on Brittany at all. I did invite him to listen, so if you're listening, hello. Um, but the short version of the story, um, from my understanding, is her and her and her best friend, were attacked by her best friend's boyfriend with a hammer, and they were put into the hospital. I believe this happened in early February or sometime in February. I know for sure. Her friend is said to still be in the hospital. From what I've read from social media posts, is her friend is still in the hospital learning how to walk, talk, and write again. Now, again, I'm not sure how true that is. That's just from what I've read from people that know them. Brittany, however, was able to heal up quicker than her friend, and she got out of the hospital. And I'll say allegedly because the the police department is saying allegedly. However, I feel like they probably know for sure that this guy, Terry L. Jackson Jr., uh, came for her again and attacked her with the hammer, and it was said that he shot her and left her in her car by her house. There's a video that you guys can look up on YouTube with the news. It's a video of him, and you can clearly see him. I don't care what kind of mask he think he had on, but you can see him leading her out of her house, and she looked terrified. Brittany looked so terrified. I wouldn't know what I would do in that situation, to be honest. That seems so scary. And led her out of her house. Now, what I've read in the media is her children was home, but her children was not hurt. I have not confirmed that with family at all or anything. I haven't seen the family say that. So that's alleged as well. I'm gonna go ahead and read this article. I've got this article from Oxygen, and they interviewed her dad, like I said. The article is titled Wisconsin Mom of Six Killed After Trying to Help Friend Leave Allegedly Abusive Relationship. A Wisconsin mom of six, who her family said was trying to help a friend out of an abusive relationship, was found dead in her car Sunday morning. The prime suspect in the murder, Terry L. Jackson Jr., who is 42 years old, remains on the run and believed to be armed and dangerous, according to a statement from Racine police. Police said they received a missing person report Sunday morning for Brittany Booker, when she's 30 years old. Officers then responded to her home around 9:30 and discovered Booker dead in her car. She was found in her vehicle around the corner from her house, Racine Police Sergeant Christy Wilcox told Oxygen.com. According to Wilcox, just 2 months before her death, Booker had gone to a home with her friend to help the woman retrieve some belongings after that woman had ended a relationship with Jackson. They were at the home when Jackson arrived and allegedly ambushed the pair. Jackson allegedly attacked Booker and another woman with a hammer, nearly killing Booker. And they said WITI reported that. That's where they got their source from. They both sustained substantial injuries from that incident, Wilcox said. After the brutal attack on the two women, Jackson went on a run and has evaded the police since February. I'm going to stop right there. That's why he was never in jail. Everybody, going back to social media, especially on my post that I posted of Brittany Booker, the number one question everyone has is why wasn't he in jail? That's why he wasn't in jail. He never was in jail to begin with. He was always on the run. All right, moving along with the article. After the brutal attack on the women, Jackson went on a run and has evaded police since February. We have been searching for him diligently, but somehow he has managed to be elusive to us so far, Racine Police Chief Maurice Robinson told WITI. Wilcox told Oxygen.com that it has been difficult to catch Jackson because he's had help evading authorities. Investigators arrested two women this week in helping Jackson after the February attack on Booker and her friend. Alicia K. Skies Alicia K. Sykes and Carmelita L. Walker were arrested on Wednesday, police said, on charges of harboring, aiding the felon after the February 27th attack. I want to stop right there because there were actually, I'm not, let me see when Oxygen put this article out. This article came out on the 29th, but I know for sure that it was three women that helped him evade police. And so there's a third woman, and I want to get her name for you guys. Give me 1 second. All right. Here's the article right here. There's definitely three women. And the third one, where did I put their names at? in the story. Okay, Diamond Hood. That's the one that they don't have listed in this article. But they did arrest Diamond Hood, and she was arrested on Tuesday in connection with the murder of Booker, along with Alicia Skies and Carmelita Walker, which was arrested on Wednesday. All right, so now that we have the third person ID'd, let's go ahead and continue with the article. Wilcox told Oxygen.com that police discovered ring doorbell footage of Jackson and Booker that showed Jackson allegedly forced out of her house before she was killed. According to Wilcox, Hood, which is Diamond Hood, is accused of driving Jackson to Chicago after the murder. According to the U.S. Marshals, tried to track it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Although when the U.S. Marshals tried to track him down at the Chicago address they had, he was no longer there. Booker's father, Leonard Larry, told the Journal Times his daughter had lived in fear of Jackson since the February attack. My daughter was scared every day, he said, recounting on how she used to get out of the car and run until she was safely back inside her home. In the aftermath of his daughter's death, Larry has been critical of the police, who he said failed to apprehend Jackson before he allegedly killed Booker. I did not get any support from the police, Larry said at a vigil in memory of his daughter. If I did, we would not be here. He said the case was passed around to multiple detectives and told the Journal News that his family was not informed about the updates to the investigation. Wilcox disputed that account and said the original investigator assigned to the case retired and that the investigation has been passed to the investigator's partner, who was well versed in the details of the case and in contact with Booker before she died. Why would you give a case to someone y'all know is finna retire? Y'all knew they was gonna retire. They tripping. Anyway, it's a tragedy beyond measure for 6 children to be without their mother, Robinson said. Wilcox called Booker's death tragic all the way around. At a vigil Wednesday night, Booker's friends and family joined together to honor the slain mother of 6. She's touched everybody in her own way, friend Brianna Schuster told local station WISN. She was one of a kind. A Crime Stoppers reward of $2,000 have been offered to anyone with information on Jackson's current whereabouts, police said. Wilcox cautioned that anyone who sees Jackson should not try to approach him and should contact authorities immediately. And that's where the article ends. I do have one thing to say. I really feel like that reward amount should be lifted because $2,000 is not enough. $2,000 is not enough to put your life on the line to tell on someone else. So if you really want information, offer more money. It's just something that's realistic. I'm not trying to be insensitive here. You know, some people do just give information, but everybody is not willing to just give up information for pennies. When you snitch, your life is now in danger, and the police have to understand that. Of course, obviously, they don't care. They show you that every day, but $2,000 is not enough. That's all. And the only thing that I just really don't understand is what what was your purpose in this? Like the guy that's wanted, Terry L. Jackson Jr. What was his purpose? You already attacked these women, put them in a hospital. The girl do not want to be with you. People don't you guys can't force people to want to be with you. There's other fish in the sea. Go search for one. It really doesn't make sense that y'all be really hard up and trying to make people stay with you and think that all that um no, if I can't have you, no one else can have you is cute. No, it's not cute. And honestly, to be serious, aside from looking at his um booking photo, once I seen the actual regular photos of him, I'm wondering, does he even like women? Which if he doesn't, that's fine, but be true to yourself. Maybe because you're not being true to yourself, you're taking out on everyone else. It's not everyone else's fault because you can't be true to yourself. But anyway, he's still wanted. He's been wanted since February. There is the $2,000 reward. If you have any information, you could contact the Racine Police Department in Wisconsin. Um, do not approach this man if you see him. He is known to be armed and dangerous. So just call 911. But yeah, don't approach him. But definitely know he's a wanted man. And I hope no one else, especially women, try to help him keep evading the police. I'm very sorry that Brittany's family have to go through this. To her family, and if you're listening, I send my condolences to you. If you need me to post anything or whatever it is, just contact me. Let me know. I'm willing to do it. Um, but that ends this story. I'm going to go ahead and go on a break. When we come back, we're going to go into our featured missing person story. And that's it. See you guys in a bit.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, thank you for coming back and rejoining me for our featured missing person. Now, before I start on this story, I do want to give a few disclaimers. Please do not come into don't listen to this thinking that I'm going to give you information that you possibly haven't heard before. I don't have any type of top secret information about this case. I don't know none of these people in this story personally. If you have any information, give it to the police. I am not the police. I am just here to spread awareness. Um, this isn't one of those podcasts where I'm going to be bashing the victim nor the victim's family. So if you're here for that, you can go ahead and step out because there's been a lot of that going on with this story, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm going to be a part of that. I'm not doing that over here. Um, anyways, let's go into our featured missing person. Our featured missing person for this podcast episode is her name is Alexis Ware. She was 29 when she went missing, but she should now be 30 years old. This story, she went missing from out of Anderson, South Carolina, which is in Anderson County, but she lives in Greenville, South Carolina. I saw on Namus that she has a nickname, which is Lex, short for Alexis. She is described to be a black girl who is 5 feet 5 inches and weighs 215 to 230 pounds. Now, I came across Alexis' case when my business partner sent me I believe she sent me someone's post on Facebook. And my business partner lives in South Carolina, I believe in Sumter. She either lives in Sumter or she's from Sumter and lives in Charleston, or she's from Charleston and lives in Sumter. It's one of the two. But anyways, that's how I'm usually able to keep up with what's going on in South Carolina. Other than, you know, going on their news sites and seeing what's going on there. I'm also subscribed to a few of the local news stations websites in South Carolina. But anyway, I'm just going to go right into an article, the latest article that I found. They interviewed her brother. Um, Give me a second. Yeah, but they interviewed her brother, and the article came from News Nation. Yeah, newsnationnow.com. And her brother name is Travis. Now, I'm gonna start reading the article. It says Alexis Ware repeated the same phrase to her family about how she wasn't going to make it to her 30th birthday. Then, in an eerie case of foreshadowing, Alexis went missing. Now, Alexis' older brother Travis is left scrolling through her sister pictures, wondering what happened to the older sibling he had said was the life of the party. The behavior of the aspiring social media model, known for her big personality, had changed prior to her disappearance January 30th. Not only was she repeating she would not live to see her 30th birthday, Travis said she posted a series of concerning social media posts, which have since been deleted prior to her going missing. They were not her norm, Travis said. On January 30th, Ware went to meet up with TJ Patterson, which is the father of her son, at a 7-Eleven gas station off of Highway 29 in Anderson, South Carolina. Patterson filled her gas tank. Then the mother of two loaded her 2-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter into Patterson's vehicle. It says security footage captured everything. Ware began to follow Peterson to a different location in her red Honda. When suddenly she sped off. It was the last recorded instance of her being seen. Now, when they said she sped off, I'm just going to make it clear so people can understand that that's when the last, like, no one's seen her since then. Like, I, a lot of people keep saying that TJ, which is her child's father, supposedly did something to her, but if the security camera is telling you that she sped past him and kept it pushing, I don't think that he did anything to her. He probably was looking like, what the fuck is going on? You know? So yeah, she just kept going. So obviously she was by herself. Now continuing on with the article, Ware began to okay, no. Patterson is not considered a suspect by the police. Her phone went to voicemail the next day. No one could reach her. Another day passed with no sign of Ware. Her family filed a missing persons report. Her car was found in the mud in rural McCormick, South Carolina, a little over an hour's drive from Anderson. Her cell phone, wallet, keys, and a bag of clothes were found in the car. They remain the only real clues in her disappearance. Excuse me. Sorry, I couldn't hold that. Okay, I'm sorry. Her children are safe with their grandmother. As far as Travis knows, there is no reason for his sister. There is no reason his sister would have traveled to McCormick where her car was found. To McCormick, South Carolina? No, my sister doesn't know anyone there. She doesn't have any relatives there, Travis said. She doesn't have any friends there. So that threw me off. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Anderson County Sheriff's Department and the FBI, have been searching for Ware. Authorities searched more than 200 acres of land looking for the missing woman. K9 units were used as well to no avail. Cell phone and GPS records have been collected, while family members, friends, and associates have been interviewed, but little has excuse me. Okay, cell phone and GPS records have been collected while family members, friends, and associates have been interviewed, but little has come from any of it. By all accounts, it appears as if Ware just vanished into thin air. We checked all the hospitals, local detention centers, coroner's office to make sure that nobody has been identified yet, said J.T. Foster, a sheriff's deputy with the Anderson County. We did a check with TSA for flights. We make sure that she didn't leave the country. Foster said there are no clear leads. Authorities and family members alike are stumped about what happened to Ware. Travis said Ware loved her kids and wouldn't go a day without seeing them. My sister loves social media. She's not going to go a day, a few hours, a few minutes off of Facebook or Instagram, Travis said. Um, that's the end of the article. Now, the only thing that I can come up with is Alexis knew that something was going to happen. I don't know what she was into, or probably not even into anything, just probably could have seen something. Somebody could have just been jealous of her and could have been threatening her. People do, grown people bully people too. Um, but just knowing that she was stating that she wouldn't make it to C30, th- that is sad. It's like, imagine knowing that imagine just knowing death is near, because obviously it's something that she felt, something that she knew. I'm wondering, like, was there a cell phone that people don't know about that she had? Because if someone is threatening you, I assume that they probably called you and threatened you, or maybe they text you and threaten you. I don't know. And I'm just, this is, I'm just in my head. This is not saying that any of this, is for real. It's not saying it's true. I'm just in my head about what could have happened. Where is Alexis? It's just odd for her to just, basically smash off on her child's father like that after saying that they're supposed to be following each other. That's odd within itself. Um, uh, Other than that, I'm just out of things. I did try to listen to a few blogs to see that, maybe they had information that I didn't see, and information that I can easily go back and confirm with, media or whatever, or police sources. Not, I don't have police sources, but like their press releases and stuff, information that they have done, um, press conferences and everything. Now, I did run into one blog called Got the Drop TV on YouTube, and he actually had interviews with her family members. I know her mother was on there, and I believe, I'm not sure if she's the aunt or the cousin, but her name is Renee. And she did say that after Alexis went missing, the child's father tried to get custody of of his child and tried to get the child support stopped. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know if, he just don't want to pay child support, but I don't know. And her best friend, I read in Fox, Carolina, she has a best friend named Alize. She said that she spoke with Alexis right before she vanished, and she told her that she'll see her in a little bit. So I'm just wondering, like, what happened all within a matter of time, or like the biggest thing that just keep hitting my head is She went to go meet up with somebody and she didn't tell nobody. These days a lot of us are all secretive. I have a sister. She's so secretive. She don't tell us nothing. And I always tell her, like, tell somebody. You ain't gotta tell me, but tell somebody where you going or what you got going on. I don't want to be in your business, but someone should know something. And I just feel like maybe she was just gonna go meet up with somebody, and it just went left. Um, I really hope she's still alive, though. I really do. It would be a miracle, but to just not trying to be insensitive, I send my apologies and everything to the family first. But like, she's been gone so long, it's just like, dang, did something go left, and that's not what you kind of thought it was going to happen like that, but you was didn't think it was going to happen like that, and you didn't tell nobody, or you knew it was going to happen like that, and you still didn't tell nobody because you didn't want people overly concerned, and or calling the police because you can't get the police involved. It's all kinds of scenarios. People are in this life is scandalous. It could be somebody that's right up under your nose that you look at every day. If that's the case, not saying that that's the case at all. I was also thinking that there was a story about this girl that went missing a while ago. I believe it was a story out of Louisiana, and she went missing, and there was sightings of her. And every time they go, like there was a sighting of her working at some food place. So they called the food place, the police, and questioned them questioned them about the girl that was missing. And when they came there the next day, the girl didn't work there no more. And I always felt like I think that was her, and maybe something happened and she didn't have no choice but to get on and start her life over. And I was just wondering, like, could that be like something that's going on with Alexis? Maybe something was just going on so bad that she really couldn't fix, and the only way to fix it is to start a new life. But I'm just in my head hoping that she's still here with us. But that's her story, and she's been missing again since January 30th. And remember, her name is Alexis Ware. And if you know anything about her, if from her, story of, where she's at, or possibly what happened, go ahead and give Anderson County Sheriff's a call. Call 911. Do something. But I really hope that this case have a positive outcome. I mean, there's people that have been missing for 10 years and come back and all of a sudden reappear or get saved. So you just never know. And I would just keep Alexis and her family in your prayers. But I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast episode. I'm going to go ahead and put the outro on for you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening to the Murder Files with me, Buffy Gunner. If you like what you just heard, I hope you'll pass along my website address, illicitdeeds.com, to your family and friends. And please leave us a positive review wherever you're listening. Be sure to share this episode to your timeline and check me out on social media at Illicit Deeds. This has been an Illicit Deeds production. Join me next time for another episode of The Murder Files.